Good afternoon. Matt Cussell, Order of the Black Dragon, Warlock, Black Magician, sometimes psychological doctor, psychic, depending on what I want to do that day. I'm going to read from the modern day public image of Satanism and moral panics. As a moral panic in the 1980s and the 1990s, there were multiple allegations of sexual abuse and or sacrifice of children or non-consenting adult in the context of satanic rituals and what has come to be known as the Satanic Panic. Allegations included the existence of large networks of organized Satanists involved in illegal activities such as murder, child pornography, and prostitution in the United States. The Kern County child abuse cases, McMartin preschool trial, and the West Memphis cases were widely reported. One case took place in Jordan, Minnesota, in which children made allegations of the manufacture of child pornography, ritualistic animal sacrifices, comprophagia, uragophagia, and infanticide, at which point the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, was alerted. 24 adults were arrested and charged with acts of sexual abuse, child pornography, and other crimes claimed to be related to satanic ritual abuse. 3 went to trial, 2 were acquitted, notice 2 of them, and 1 convicted. Supreme Court Justice Scalia noted in a discussion of the case that there is no doubt that some sexual abuse took place in Jordan, but there is no reason to believe it was as widespread as charged, and cited the repeatedly coercive techniques used by the investigation as damaging to the investigation. In other words, they were pushing stuff on purpose. To me, the investigators, these iconic cases were launched after children were repeatedly and coercively interrogated by social workers. And you know how children are. They'll agree to what you say. A lot of them will. And I know people can say, well, my kids wouldn't. We'll try it once. Meaning like, even my own son, I'm not going to say nothing about him in his life, but even him will agree to something. And all the bad that he's done, and right now I'll say it about him, he's incarcerated for some things that he had done himself. And of course, blames everybody else. But it's his own stupidity, not mine. Okay? These iconic cases were launched after children repeatedly and coercively encountered by social workers, which I already said, resulting in false allegations of child sexual abuse. No evidence was ever found to support any of the allegations of Satanism or ritual abuse, but the panic resulted in numerous wrongful prosecutions. John Lee, the creator of the Levian website called First Church of Satan, equates some of the violent fringes of Satanists with devil worship and reverse Christians. He believes they possibly suffer from a form of psychosis between 1992 and 96. Some militant neo-pagans were participants in the Norwegian black metal scene, such as Varg Vikernes, committed over 50 arsons of churches in and around Oslo and retaliated action against Christianity in Norway, but such church burnings were widely attributed to Satanism. Some students of crimes have also looked at the theological perspective of those who commit religious or ritual crimes. Criminals who explain their crimes by claiming to be Satanists have been said socialists to pseudo-Satanists, and attempts to link Satanism to crime have been seen by theistic Satanists as scaremongering. I'll hit on this real quick. In my opinion, it don't matter. A lot of these guys, they'll use this stuff to look like a badass. People, especially that don't have lives. You're not going to have somebody that goes, well, I'm a follower of Jesus and I'm going to go out on the street and I'm going to bash heads and stuff like that or whatever, because they don't think, nobody wants to look at them. Nobody cares about a Jehovah's Witness. Christ, really, they people pretty much avoid them. They won't even answer their door. Nobody wants to have Bible studies. In reality, I used to and stuff like that. I couldn't wait for them to get over. Really? But it's just my personal opinion. And like with me, that bothers me about stuff like this most of the time, even with Paul Valentine and a lot of these other guys that are falsely accused of different things, even Anton LaVey, an atheist guy, or whatever you want to call him, other theistic Satanists that accuse of stuff. most of them, like Nargoggle and all that, these guys have been around for years. They don't get a word to say. They just, it's like yesterday I was watching a minister just bash somebody on a Jesse Raphael show. And the thing is, nobody cares what the guy had to say because they didn't want to hear the truth. Like the guy said, you're going by one book written by a bunch of men. And the other point is, science, philosophy, psychics, everything. I have psychic powers and everything in my own mind. I'm not saying that you have to believe me, but I mean, I hear things, see things and that, and it's not schizophrenia, because schizophrenia is, people all know what that is. And I've never had these options or things in life until I became a Satanist. It depends on what you want to do in life if you want to use your mind. And also, there's bad on each side, Satanism, Christianity. But Christianity are sheep. They just like staying at one point. That's all I'm going to say about my opinion. And people that do step out, they want to walk backward of faith to be saved. Hail Satan. And like I said, once again, Satan is my only power, my only God with me, and Lord Satan. Hail the dark Lord Satan, none other match.